Olha o peitinho primeiro. Vai mostrar o peitinho pra mim. Empina esse rabetão. Ela já tá louca. Você quer sentar em mim? Eu nunca vou tirar sua roupa.
Houston Singles, our free singles mixer at the Kennedy is back on March 12th from 8 to midnight. It's 21 and out, free entry, and open to everyone. And of course, we'll have our color-coded wristbands to help you find your people. Come dressed to impress, grab a cocktail and mingle, and don't forget to RSVP to secure your spot because we're expecting a full house.
And another thing, if you're not getting approached by men when you're out, but you're looking good, everything's on point, those men on site know that you are out of their league. They are not going to go embarrass themselves trying to get with you because they know it's not going to work. Keep doing you, keep being a baddie. The right one who is in your league and knows he can bat 1,000 with you is going to come up to you.
She partied hard in her 20s, sampled every flavor on the menu.
You ready?
Lead the way.
And now she's 30, alone with 3 kids. Coming this spring.
It's time to settle down now and find me a good man that will take care of me and my kids. I'm looking for a man who is 6 feet tall and makes over 100K. No matches? Oh, why can't I find a good man?
Don't worry, babies. We'll have someone to take care of us soon.
A single mom.
What the is with men and their hurt feelings towards the idea of yearning for a female? Everything's gotta be, oh, bro, you're a simp. God forbid he shows emotion towards a woman. Quite frankly, I swear to God, if I end up with someone in this life, if he's not the biggest simp for me, I literally don't want it. If he can't yearn, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, bro, if you can't make me feel something, get out of my face. You're not in love.
You know, some of these men, they'll approach, but then you want to make them a punchline in your own stupid game. A lot of these modern women are immature, man. They silly. They downright silly. A lot of these modern women are silly.
There's a decrease in the amount of men that's exuding masculinity. And I think part of the problem is we've allowed people who are not men to define what that is and what it's supposed to look like. When women use shaming language to dictate what men's standards are supposed to be, if you follow and acquiesce to that, you're not being masculine. If your standard is, I don't deal with women who dress in provocative ways and have OnlyFans on links on their subscription. How can you say that? You're insecure. And now guys will get beaten to submission where they won't stand on that. If you keep being beholden to the female emotions around you, which unfortunately there's a whole party where that's kind of happening on one side, that's already a big issue.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Before I come to America, I didn't understand why so many men came overseas to Ukraine to see the wife. For me, it was very strange why man goes so far away, spend so much money, and etc. And today I understood why, because we have. So I think because we have much bigger family values, we love to feel like a woman, and we love to see the man like a man. And I think I'm a bit older than all of you girls, and I can tell you in my 36 years old, I love when men care about me. I love sometimes when he tell me what to wear, because it's a care, it's a love. How man else can show you the love? If he just want to he don't care what you're wearing, believe me, he don't care. He just come and you leave. But if he care about you, he tell you, baby, please do this, do that. So this is care, this is kind of love. So just appreciate it.
Wow. That was amazing. I just seen the homegirl make a video saying bring back begging. Is that what the ladies want? Like, is that what y'all want? Y'all want y'all on some?
Over and over, I'm around sober. I don't wanna be sober. I'm feeling sick and I ain't got the flu. Girl, I'm insecure. Girl, I'm on my knees.
Like, is y'all really coming back for that, or do it just sound good?
The behaviors that you see on TikTok and Instagram of modern women and the things that they say is how good normal everyday men end up opting out of dating.
So satire, right? I get that. Or at least a joke in extremely poor taste. But I have a question for the women that make this type of content. If guys start making this type of content about putting drugs in someone's drink, unbeknownst to them, Will that be okay, or are you going to try to cancel them?
Okay, so I have this song coming out soon.
Give me flowers just because you love me.
I literally think it's the song. You know the song that blows up an artist? Okay, so let me explain something. Pre-saving the song means the world to artists. It basically tells our team that this amount of people want to hear the song when it comes out. This amount of people are going to hear the song when it comes out. Not, oh, we don't know how many. No, we know this number right here. Every time I release a song, the pre-saves, nobody actually wants to go through the, 5 minutes of signing up for a Spotify, Apple, whatever, Deezer. You could take that few seconds, if you're my fan, to share that, to go pre-save it. I love you.
You know, men get it's the entitlement, it's the attitude, it's the bad, being around the bad energy that has men worn down, that has men opting out of relationships, dude.
Any colors? That one's self-explanatory. Thank you.
I don't understand how there's thousands of videos like this. They're not funny. And if a man made videos saying what women shouldn't be allowed to do, they would lose their mind. Men can't even make a joke along those lines without women freaking out. So why is this okay? I just don't understand it. And they're always the most silliest, pettiest things. Oh, men can't have an allergy. It's not funny. What's the point?
So I've definitely been seeing this trend of men not approaching women anymore. And I want to figure out, what reasons do y'all think that's happening? Do y'all think it's because of them being scared or intimidated, or do y'all think it's because of, the man-hater culture? What is going on with that? Because I hear, men will approach who they want, men will go get who they want, but I feel like even with that being the case, a man could be like, oh, I want that one, but they still are not gonna approach. And I want to know why. I genuinely want to know what reasons it could be, and I want to know mainly from the male perspective, what could be going on. Now, I'm not complaining because I'm not really looking anyway, but I'm talking about on everybody else's behalf, who may want to get approached.
How the partnership works is figuring out this would be the best way to ask, right? So for you to tell Ellen, if you said when would be a good time to connect, or in the morning, let's look at our schedules and see when would be a good time to connect. And then don't get all appointment about it. You gotta have some ease and life and 5 kids.
Yeah, sometimes the connection I need doesn't need to be a solid 30 minutes together. It's just a moment of looking at each other happily and embracing for a second. And if I don't get that at all throughout the day, I'm feeling like we're roommates.
Yes.
I'm starting to be, hello, I thought I was the love of your life. And he's like, what? We're just doing the stuff we have to do today.
Stair hugs. A version of stair hugs. Dan's 9 inches taller than I am. And so we do stair hugs. Just stare. You want a stair hug? Yeah. And then I go into position with the quick fix connecting that can happen many times. And then the thing about not feeling like roommates, just hold it for 2 or 3 seconds longer. Kiss. Kiss and put your consciousness awareness in your lips. Talk about keeping the embers going. Which when the embers are going, it feels like you feel like lovers. You're not roommates, you're lovers. I can't remember last time I had sex, but I know we're lovers. It's a feel, it's an energy.
It's a hum.
There's that, yeah. It's a hum, it's a spark, and it's taking the time to be present to the other person.
Modern women are going to have to learn that when you walk into a singles event and there's a room that's half empty, oh man, all of the women's tickets are sold. Room half empty, a room full of women and no men, that's a sign that men have actually checked out and they don't want anything to do with you on any level.
I don't think enough girls think about this, but if a guy is moving insanely fast, it's all consuming, he still barely knows you, but he's saying how you're so amazing, etc., etc. Even if he genuinely feels this way about you, as harsh as this may sound, he's showing you a vibe he can't maintain. Like, he's gonna lose steam and you're gonna get love bombed if you don't press the brakes. And this is because it's so easy for anyone to show up strong in the beginning. So actually slowing down to see who's willing to put in consistent effort over a period of time is what matters. And I got this advice from Hot Girl Hotline, our AI for Big Sis advice. It is so helpful with figuring out what's going on. So if you have your own specific situation you want to unpack to figure out exactly what to do, you can find Hot Girl Hotline at the App Store.
You know, a lot of men are seeing divorce settlements and they're deciding that my freedom, my peace, my ability to think straight on a daily basis without people being in my ear, a modern woman being in my ear, is worth more than what they say is love.
I will ask my man for permission before I do anything. And people will say stuff like, oh, you gotta ask him for everything? Yes. Babe, can I buy this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I go there? If the answer is yes, then yes. If the answer is no, is no. And that's a big problem we have nowadays, because a lot of women don't listen to their men. And that's a respect thing. I'm not telling you to listen to a man that disrespects you and treat you like you ain't worth nothing. I'm talking about a man that values you and cares about you. And you know why we should listen to them? Because women, we're emotional creatures. So sometimes we'll take some decisions and we'll do some silly things without thinking because we just wired emotionally. So that's why it's good to have a man that cares about you, values you, and respects you. And then you ask him, what do you think about this? Should I do this? Should I do that? And the moment he says no, don't become all like, oh, why you gotta say no? Think about it. Why did he say no? Because this man cares about me, right? He values you. He's a good man. So why wouldn't you listen to his judgment? Listen to your man.
For any of you guys that have not heard about this TikToker that became the Bachelorette and she filmed her whole season and it was about to come out on Sunday, and then her ex-boyfriend released a video from 3 years ago where she is beating him, choking him, and throwing chairs at him in front of her 5-year-old daughter. Let me just summarize how this is a prime current example of how society views men versus women and the complete double standard that is still there. Women are coming on here on this app that have big followings, right? They are creators and they are defending this woman from doing what she did. They are claiming that it was react. Right? So like the stuff that we didn't see before this video just made her act that way, which is a prime example of what men face because women continue to not be able to take accountability and they can't even watch another woman take accountability for her poor actions. So the evidence of what this woman did to him was already there. It came out 3 years ago when she pled guilty to the charges and she like openly talked about it on her TikTok and how she was like trying to improve herself and make amends. But even with that, she continued to become successful on social media and she ended up being on 2 major shows. That alone would have never happened if a man had that kind of backstory. Last thing that I'm going to say about this is that women are also coming on here and questioning the timing. They're saying that it just contributes to the evidence that this man has continued to try to tear her down. But if genders were reversed, we would be absolutely praising a woman for giving the information and for releasing that video. Because in that case, you know, she would just be telling her story and saving other future victims. Yet when a man does it, he releases it, all of a sudden, he is still the problem. Make it make sense.
You know, a lot of these guys see a woman demanding everything and then having a bad attitude. And that's what you offer is a bad attitude. So when you have that type of output or that type of result, that action, then a lot of men are going to start choosing to opt out.
You know why so many women are struggling to find a good man? Because men don't want a 2023 relationship. They don't want to chase something that doesn't want to be kept. No, they want a loving commitment. He wants a woman that will support him and take his side in good times and in bad. He wants a woman that will make him feel like he is the only man in the world for her. He wants a woman that will make him feel loved even when she's mad at him. A woman that he feels really knows him. And because of that, she has the confidence that he would never do anything to betray her trust. Good men today simply want that old-fashioned love.
But that does not mean that that good man wants to control everything or rule the house with an iron fist. No, he wants that mutual loving relationship in which you're both giving a lot of effort. But he wants to find the woman that can receive and also give that effort back. So ladies, if you're having a hard time finding a good man, first of all, your picker might be broke. And second of all, you might want to look within yourself.
You know, I think these modern women need to start learning and understanding when a man is disappearing, when he leaves the dating scene, it's not an accident. That's by choice. That's judgment. That's a verdict. Hey, you want me to be a certain way? I've already told you where I stand. And you think that you're going to force me to do it? Okay.
With men who want to be high value men and want a more traditional scenario, you need to understand, man, you cannot judge a woman based solely on her looks. You got to judge a woman based upon her character and her ability to get on your program and cooperate and follow. That is why it is difficult to deal with women above a certain age. That's why this whole thing is so funny. I'm a PhD. Why is that so funny? The more a woman has, the less useful she is to a high value man. Why? The more a woman has, the harder she is to impress, the harder she is to train, the harder she is to teach. The more she has her own way of doing things. She's worried about her life, her career, her this, her that. And honestly, she will take you off your path trying to get her on her stuff. Right here.
If a lot of these singles events would really look inward, or these events where men don't show up and look inward and say, you know what, maybe we should start listening to what men are saying about dating in society and modern women, or not even modern women, just their experience. If we'll start listening to it, maybe we can get one or two of them to come back around.
I don't need your help. I got it. I'm an independent woman, Tyson.
All right. Careful. It's heavier than it looks.
I said I got it. I don't need your help. I got it.
Okay.
You're really just gonna stand there and watch me struggle?
You said you had it.
A real man would just take it from me.
A real man listens.
I'm an independent woman, Tyson. I like doing things myself.
Then lift it.
You're missing the point.
The point is you're confused.
I am not confused.
You want to be independent, but you want to be rescued.
I want a partner who steps up.
I stepped up. You pushed me back.
I was just proving I don't need you.
I don't want to be needed. I want to be valued.
So you're punishing me for being strong?
I'm letting you carry the weight you asked for.
This is exhausting.
Fighting your own man usually is.
Can you just grab the box, please?
I will. But next time, drop the I don't need a man routine before you ask a man to carry your heavy things.
Giving me all these half answers. Girl, be Pacific, like the ocean, okay?
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person. So don't let guilt get the best of you.
And y'all wonder why I say there's no benefit to getting in relationships with today's modern woman. Because even when you do everything right and you're a good guy, she's gonna dump you.
Men don't like to go down anymore. Like, they do not go downtown. That is just the cold, hard truth. None of them like it anymore. Prove me wrong.
You know, men get the honor and the pleasure. They get the honor and the pleasure of being able to see their kids on the weekends. They get the honor and the pleasure of a woman going to court and lying. Of a modern woman going to court and saying, oh, he's making this much. Raise the child support. Raise the alimony. Let me take more of his money. That's what you get with these modern women when you marry them. God, dog.
Every man does this at least once before a woman brutally teaches him to never be this loving and this vulnerable ever again.
You know, funny thing, somebody actually did another video on that, and the guy himself was in the picture, actually commented and said that the woman on him. Now that's crazy, bro. That's wicked work right there.
I said she's.
right, we're on Rainback Crossing. Skin, cross the chicken, cash out, let's go. Why are you naked out here? Yeah, you're dressed like a fucking mad with I said she's dressed. Does height matter in a guy, yes or no?
Yes.
Go step on the scale. Let's see. 180 pounds? You're tripping. Depending on the opportunity you get in life is based on how you dress. Exactly. Wait, intelligent.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is.
And guess what? You'd be 100% correct in assuming that. Because we're done. We're walking away. You see, we've adopted what women have been preaching for the last 50 years. We don't need women. We can take care of ourselves. There's nothing to be gained by being in a relationship. So after 50 years of hearing that used against us, now we've adopted it. And all of a sudden you're upset about it. I'm not sure why. We're just simply following your lead. You got what you wanted. Let's enjoy it.
The women that want Russell Wilson is usually the women in their later 30s with kids by other men. Exactly. That now, and they after they ran through all the fuckboy, now they got all that trauma. Now they want a Russell Wilson. When y'all was avoiding him y'all whole prime years.
I agree, because one thing I say to myself all the time, I wish in my 20s I dated way more. Instead of trying to find somebody to settle down with and have a kid with, and then you realize that's not that person, you should have been dating in your 20s, like your parents say, enjoy your life. And then when you get to your 30, the age 30, then you could be like, all right, I want to settle down with this person. So that is definitely true.
My boyfriend's always coming home late from work recently. Why's that? I just think he's addicted to his job and doesn't really care about anything else. And then he just comes home and plays Xbox with his friends. He's all happy with them, and then he shuts down when I try to talk to him. Well, how do you talk to him? I tell him he's not dedicating enough time to me. And then it just turns into some fight about how he's doing his best. But he's not. He could be with me and not that stupid Xbox. Is your boyfriend good at his job? Yeah. Do his friends that play Xbox seem to appreciate him? I mean, yeah, but I think your boyfriend's spending time in places where he receives respect. His boss, his colleagues, his friends. Men are really simple. All they want is respect. And their time and attention tends to go where they receive it. How about instead of making him feel bad for working late, you tell him how much you appreciate his hard work and dedication to his career. Instead of telling him how he plays too much Xbox, you treat him with the same respect as the friends he plays with. Instead of expressing your frustration, you ask him what's on his mind. Once he feels respected, appreciated, and understood by you, he'll never want to leave your side again.
This is the exact moment a man emotionally checks out, and most women miss it. Doesn't happen after a fight. Doesn't happen when things go wrong. It happens when things feel too easy. You're showing up, you're consistent, you're giving your time, your energy, your attention, and it feels like you're doing everything right. But this is where it shifts. Because instead of building attraction, you're removing the need for effort altogether. The attraction doesn't grow when everything is certain too early. It grows in curiosity, in pursuit, in him feeling like he actually has to earn more of you. So when he starts pulling back, it's not random. It's not confusing. It's the moment he realized he didn't have to try anymore. For more tidbits on love, I'm Jules.
That's the end of the list.
Consistent.
100 men.
Consistent
sex.
Consistent sex.
100
yes.
men, and there's only 5 things here. 5.
Yep.
Not 100. Across the board, they just want to be peaceful. They just want to be respected. They just want your loyalty.
No.
They want attraction. And they want all the time.
Yeah. Now, I want you to think about something in that list. It goes back to something that the women asked for, to accept them. You said that statement, accept their baggage, right? Notice how we didn't say that you got to be all of this. We accept you for who you are if you're willing to just give these few things. Because if you give me peace, you have peace. If you give me loyalty, you have loyalty. All of the things that they want in there is covered in the 5 things.
Dating in 2024 sucks because we have some men who are so afraid of approaching women in person to initiate organic connections due to fear of rejection, of course. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have some women who have such intense visceral reactions to a scenario like that happening, thinking that every guy that approaches them is a creep, is a lovebombing, is a narcissist, whatever the case may be. And that's why none of this is happening in person anymore. So we are stuck with dating apps and sliding in the DMs. And that's why we are not progressing in relationships as a society anymore. Sound like a fair assessment? So we have the identified issues. We know what they are. Let's work on them and change them for the better. What do you guys think?
And another thing to add on top of that video where I said men don't chase women no more. Number one, like I said, who the want to chase a bill? Number two, if you chase that mean it's running away from you. That mean it don't want you. Yeah. Number three, at least the other bills that I gotta pay don't give me attitude in the motherfucking morning. My rent ain't never called me sassy because I want to express my emotions. My phone bill ain't taking pictures with her out, liking comments and knowing that she love the attention from others, knowing she in a relationship with me. I ain't never had to beg my car note to be accountable. So you want to be a bill and be a disrespectful one on top of that? Like, what the like, my car insurance ain't never told me you gotta let a baddie be a baddie when I told her that she's showing too much skin. So
I feel like if you're dating someone, like, the passionate matter.
So let me ask you a question, just a quick question. If a man has a history of does his past matter?
Yeah.
Okay, then is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go digging into his, like, ex-relationships.
If you were told by a friend of yours that a man you were dating had a history of, you wouldn't go digging, really?
I actually got told a lot about my current boyfriend. Like, people came up to me and were telling me things about him when we went out. And from seeing his character, like, I knew that that was just...
Okay, you didn't go poking around, though?
I didn't need to, because I didn't care about what was happening previously.
What if you were told that he had a history of kid diddling? Would you go poking around then, since you have a daughter at home?
I use my discernment on... That's why he's the person that ever met my daughter.
Do you think that they're just going to announce themselves and all their creepy vibes are just going to come out at once? Okay, well, let me just ask this very simply then. Would you allow somebody who had ever diddled a kid around your daughter?
Obviously not.
Well, then I guess their history matters, doesn't it?
Chivalry is...
Yeah.
And you're upset by that. Chivalry is...
Yeah.
So, like, what's an example of guys not being chivalrous anymore?
Even, like, opening the car door for you.
Oh. Chivalry's... though.
Yes.
Like, what is it?
Like, I look at my dad and how he treats my mom.
Sure.
And I talked to them about this the other day. I'm going to be 35 in December. And, you know, I thought by now, okay, I know. Gotta be, like, married. But it's like, I have so many girlfriends that are in the same boat because it's just like men aren't built the same way like our dads were back in the day.
But are women built the same way?
Yeah.
It's very simple. Oh, you want a traditional man? Are you a traditional woman? And most of these modern women are not traditional. They do not deserve chivalry. They go around saying men and women are equal, but then want to be treated differently for being a woman. As a rule of thumb, you should be chivalrous to women who don't believe in gender equality and feminism and all this modern propaganda.
Some men will go to war with life before they ask a woman for help. Some women don't just help. They change. They remind you. They bring it up later. They move funny in arguments. You know, throw it back in your face. And even when they don't say it out loud, he knows his woman. He knows if she's the type to start thinking less of him the moment she has to step in. And at that point, it's no longer support. It's leverage. And that's when true colors show. So a man with self-respect, he would rather struggle than ever put himself in that position. He would rather work himself to the bone, to the ground, ask a friend, or figure it out any other way before he goes to his woman and asks for help and risk being seen as less than a man. It's like he knows his role.
This is how you approach women out in public. So I was out on a walk in San Francisco. A guy came up to me and essentially he was, hey, you're really beautiful. Are you a model? I'm so sorry if you see this, but I actually thought it was so endearing and so sweet. Plain old compliment. He was really kind. Yeah, that's just one easy way you can approach women. He asked me if he could get my Instagram. I gave him my Instagram. By the way, yes, I'm having skin issues. Don't judge me. But literally, guys, it's that easy. Sure, that guy has taken multiple shots at different women today. That is how you're supposed to do it. Don't over-index on one woman's reaction. I really think you should be approaching many women a day. If I was a guy, I'd be approaching multiple women a day. Some of you guys are scared of being labeled a creep, but as long as she has an escape route, you're good. My name is Domo. You've just been put on game. And if you want help in your dating life, and you need a sidekick on your side giving you support like me, ask Domo.ai is the solution for you. I built her brick by brick, and she will help you get your baddie. New York, I am coming for you in a few weeks to start the dating show with me and a couple friends. It's going to be keep your eyes out at Do We Like Him, where basically you come to see if you can find a date on stage.
So many guys who are way off target and losing faith that there are good ones left. I felt that way, and at the same time, I think I try to remind myself that has nothing to do with how many good guys are left. Once they get married, all of a sudden they're a good guy, because you can see their potential, or you can see them with someone, so you're like, oh, that makes sense now. But somehow when they're single, you're writing them off as they're not a good guy. It's like being in a relationship or being married makes them more credible. It's not about the number of people, and it's not about saying let's try and find the one guy that maybe is left. Why are we having such a mindset? Where did that come from? That we think there's some limited pool of people that we have to quickly get before it's gone, and that we always somehow think in hindsight that it was there and now it's not, right? People will say 10 years ago there were good guys, but now there's no good guys left. And then it's but 10 years ago you were saying the same thing about seeing the potential of someone once it's already happened. And in hindsight, we're able to see oh yeah, he is a great guy, but it has nothing to do with how many good guys there are, how many guys there are, has nothing to do with numbers, has nothing to do with anyone else other than me and the person that I'm becoming and the person that I want to attract.
Whatever happened to men going up to women? Whatever happened to it? We want that. Bring that back. Can we bring that back? Can we start a movement?
I need them to bring back the real. When I say I need my waxed, I need my hair done, I need my nails done. Sit in that. No problem.
Bring back men who beg. Bring back men who beg.
Can we please bring back the 90s men, the men who adored you for real, the men who really loved you, the men who begged for your love, the ones who cared about you for real, the ones who, it don't matter who around, they're going to show their love for you. Bring back the nice men, bring back the respectful men, bring back the men who don't feel like they have to be hoes.
When are men going to step up to the plate? When are men going to be leaders and initiators? Bring back the manly men.
They say that this year for 2016. Well, if it is, bring back the 2016, because what is happening with these men from nowadays? They acting more sassier than ever. I've never seen them act like this. Yo, us females are stronger than them. We know what we want more than them.
This is why men don't pursue women anymore. Because so many men are on dating apps nowadays, it has given them this illusion of an unlimited choice in women. So when men go out to bars or restaurants, they're not pursuing women anymore, because they know that when they go home, they will have the backup of the dating app.
If only dating apps worked that way for men, they actually work like that for women. Because the reality is, men could swipe all day, swiping on all of those women, and he is lucky to get 1 or 2 matches. Men stop pursuing women because us ladies told them to stop. We complained every single time a man has approached us. We have done things like give him our boyfriend's number, or yell at him, or overall show that we're bothered by him approaching. And a lot of men want to respect our boundaries, want us to feel comfortable. So for the majority of men, the potential of making us uncomfortable is not worth it to them, so they're not gonna even bother approaching us. Men also don't want to pursue us if we're not gonna make any effort in return. At that point, it's just a waste of time, and he could spend that time pursuing his hobbies or building his career.
You keep asking God, where's your husband? And meanwhile, you're stuck in the comparison mindset, calling it preparation. Let's talk about it. And if you're not careful, that comparison will creep in and make you ask God, like, God, why don't I have a husband yet like her? Why don't I have children like her? Why don't I have a life like that? Like, what am I doing wrong? So then we naturally just start comparing our lives to other women when we should be seeking God. And that is a very dangerous place to be. So we're going to bring it back to scripture in the book of Genesis, the term ezer kenegdo, which basically translates to a strong, suitable helper. An ezer kenegdo woman is secure. She's not over here looking over her shoulder at other women, comparing her lives to them. She is not immature. She is not controlling. That type of woman is rooted. She's growing. She's refining. She's becoming. So instead of asking yourself, why don't I have that? Shift your mindset. It's asking God, please prepare me so when you send me that moment and you send me a husband, I am prepared for it and I do not fumble it. And just because you might have been going to church your whole life and you have been raised around this does not mean that you know what it means to truly be a godly biblical wife. So it's not that God's timing is off. As you know, God's timing is always perfect, even if we don't understand it or even if we don't agree with it. But maybe ask yourself, maybe your readiness is not ready. You know what we need to bring back and make cool again? Good old-fashioned men. Because baby, what do you mean we're both waiting for the elevator and you're going in before me? What do you mean that you see me walking behind you and you don't hold the door open? And I don't need to be anything to you. I am a woman. You come from a woman. Some of you have daughters. And right now, collectively, we are just all Princess Peach. Like, nobody wants to be Mario anymore. No, we're all Princess Peach. You guys want to be taken care of. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be appreciated, wanting to be taken care of to a certain extent. But don't sit here and act like a baby girl. I am the baby girl. So let's make being a man cool again, because I don't see men changing tires. I don't see men installing TVs. Like, why, if you're a man, do we have to hire someone to install the TV? Just a thought. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but make being a man cool again, okay? Because I'm tired. I don't know who raised y'all, but pa eso te hubieran tragado.
Ladies, where have all the good men gone? Do you want to know where they went? They have retreated to their homes. Do you want to know why? Because the good men are the ones that have put in so much effort and had women trash them for putting in the effort. They've had women take advantage of them because they want to be a gentleman, they want to open the doors, they want to pay for your dinner, and you just expect that is supposed to happen. The idea that you should have multiple men pandering after you just to see which one is the best is atrocious. And this is coming from someone who very clearly wants traditional values in a man and in a relationship. But I am not going to be ignorant to the idea that I'm going to have to contribute something to that relationship too. I'm going to have to put in the effort as well. I'm going to have to be able to communicate and have conversation and be really comfortable with who I am, but at the same time understand that if I want a man to be comfortable with himself, I am going to have to allow him the ability to feel comfortable when he is in my presence. None of this, oh, well, you have to do this and you need to do that. And if you don't handle this, then I'm out. Do I have expectations? Of course I have expectations. My expectations are rooted in having morals and values and being a gentleman and understanding what that means. That means that I am not taking advantage of them just so that I can get a date.
This is a pattern I see in almost every client I work with. People say I have weak boundaries, but most of the time that's not the problem. The problem is they don't actually know what a boundary is. So let me break this down. A boundary is not what you want someone else to do. A boundary is what you do when a line is crossed. Write this down. Preferences are not boundaries. Expectations are not boundaries. Standards are not boundaries. Consequences are boundaries. For example, I want consistent communication. That's a preference and an expectation. It's just information. Nothing about that tells me what will you do if I disappear for 3 days, or I want honesty in a relationship. That's an expectation, still not a boundary. Expecting something doesn't make it a boundary, especially if nothing happens when the expectation is violated. Now, standards are important. I don't date people who lie. That's a standard. But a standard only becomes a boundary when it's followed by action. So let's say someone lies to you. Now the line is crossed. Do you address it once and step back if it continues? Do you disengage? Do you remove access to you? That response, that's the boundary. If the same behavior keeps happening and nothing changes on your end, you don't have a weak boundary. You didn't have a boundary at all. Boundaries are revealed in behavior. Boundaries are not about controlling other people. They're about controlling your response. This is also why when people think they're setting boundaries, the other person goes, "Oh, you're trying to change me. You're trying to control me." Because you're not setting a boundary, you're making a demand. A real boundary doesn't try to control anyone else. The power stays with you. It has nothing to do with changing the other person. It's about deciding what you'll do when something doesn't work for you. And again, this isn't a character flaw. It's a skill that you were never taught. Once you get this distinction, everything changes.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps, and he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account. I've been a virtual boy for 3 days, and I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me, and I'm starting to hate women because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion has entered women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever.
This is exactly what men have been saying for years about dating apps. Because first off, it is very rare for men to even get matches, especially matches with women that they are actually physically attracted to. And that is not because men are swiping only on supermodels, like they're only swiping on 10s. They are swiping right on a variety of women, just as long as they think that they could be attracted to her. But ladies, you have to understand that even when men find matches, it is very rare for them to have an actually good conversation. Because usually you ladies are really dry texters and you will just ghost them oftentimes. So yeah, men have been complaining about this for the longest of times, which is why if you're a woman that is interested in a man off of a dating app, all you have to do is to show a little bit of effort. If you do that, that man is going to double down on the effort and the energy that he spends on you. He's going to pursue you and most likely be everything that you want him to be. It is like a no-fail way to end up with a boyfriend.
These modern women are going to continue the same cycle over and over again. I'm going to go to a singles event. So I'm a swear off man. I'm going to tell them don't approach me. And then I'm going to want to be approached. So I'm going to go to a bar. Tired of getting hit on by Chad and Tyrone and pumped and dumped at the bar. So then I'm going to go to a singles event or a church event thinking that I'm going to meet the cream of the crop. And I'm not going to find nobody because the men ain't there. And then I'm going to get online talking about where the men at. And then I'm going to find a good man. And I'm going to fumble him. And you're going to repeat the cycle.